Thank you so much, Ms. McNeil. Thank you for your work. We always appreciate the support from GAO. For the record, I will say that the second scariest thing behind interagency working group is whole of government approach in terms of finding an answer anywhere in the near future. Maybe that's the second part of the GAO inquiry. This is not a question about your work here. This is a question about my understanding about your report and what we might do going forward. In my questions to Dr. Gupta, I focused on, in the area of international narcotics trafficking, the imbalance between enforcement efforts against the distribution side and enforcement efforts against the finance side. And particularly with respect to enforcement against the finance side, with understanding that not only is there the flow of funds back into the criminal enterprise, but there is also the secondary use, storage, investment, whatever, of those funds, and that second part in particular tends to stand on and be supported by the existence of an anonymized international dark money capability that not only supports the international narcotics trafficking enterprise, but kleptocrats, international criminals of all varieties, generally horrible people, terrorists, all around the world. And it strikes me from reading your report that those were not questions that you looked at. I just wanted to make sure that I understood that. Not yet.
Not yet. I think that that's work that we should be focusing on. I think it's important work. As you noted in my bio, I do, a part of my portfolio is countering violent extremism, domestic terrorism, and we have ongoing work looking at those illicit financing of those entities. And I think we need to be doing something similar here.
Good, because what I was planning to suggest to you was that we figure out how to consider doing something in that space, because I think the effort here with our national drug control strategy aligns quite well with the klepto capture initiative that has just been stood up / enhanced to deal with the problem of the Russian corrupt oligarchs, but which creates a capacity that can expand well beyond that particular target set, and which also aligns extremely well with the president's democracy initiative goal of trying to suppress that corrupt international dark economy. And if that's something that we can work together on to pursue, I don't know quite what the format is for the right request. We can go offline and do that, but I think that's a very important, useful thing to do. I suspect there'd be a lot of bipartisan interest in doing that. And I'd love to have there come a day when it was just as socially unacceptable among nations to be a place where you can hide corrupt and illicit money as it is to be a place where you can employ child labor. So it's obviously going to take some time to get there, and there are places that have as their revenue proposition supporting that dark economy, and in fact, unfortunately, they're actually American interests that make money off of that. So we've got a lot of work to do, and I'm glad you see those connections, and in whatever way that we can help with asking the right questions and supporting GAO taking a look into that, I would very much like to do that. I'm encouraged that you had already seen those links, so thank you.
Yep, my pleasure. I'll coordinate with the staff.
Great. With that, we are done here. Again, if there are questions for the record that you get, please answer them promptly and fulsomely. And thank you very much for your service.
Thank you.
And with that, we are concluded.